Hey, busy moms. I'm talking to you about burnout, which is not a medical term, and I am not a doctor, nor do I play one on TV. So, burnout is actually a term that you can diagnose yourself as, and ter- the definition of burnout is when you feel tired or overwhelmed because of regular stress. So ongoing stress. So maybe not the stress of, having a project you need to deliver, but the ongoing stress of not being supported at work or at home or, in your personal life. And I've experienced burnout 2.5 times. And I have a lot of interests. So I feel like I'm just kind of a person who, burnout is always just like right around the corner, like pointing its finger at me, like, I see you. I see you trying to do too many things. And I'm just like, but I like doing all these things. Like, what's the problem? And then I have to remember that I have a physical body that needs to be taken care of. And I say that I've experienced burnout 2.5 times because the third time that it was inching forward, I recognized it. I said, hey, I've seen you. I know you. I know your tricks. And I also know how to avoid burnout now. And that 2.5 time, that third almost burnout experience was when my child was around 5 years old. And maybe you can relate. Those first 5 years are so intense. You have to really focus on your baby, your kiddo, because they need you to survive. And I think what I recognized was that around the time my child was 5, she was a lot more self-sufficient. And while she still needed me, she didn't need me, to make sure she was breathing and to make sure she was eating and that sort of thing. And I noticed that I felt like I was doing everything but nothing well. And I recognized that I had gotten into the habit of always putting my child first because that's what I had done for 5 years. Rightfully so. It was necessary. But that I was having trouble backing away from that because it had become a habit. You do something for 5 years, it's going to be a habit. And so what I realized was that I needed to figure out how to take back some of that attention and spend it on myself because she didn't need it anymore and I did need it. And it was such a huge mindset shift to think like, oh, wait, I can worry about myself first again now. And I mean, not that you ever really stop worrying about your kids, right? Like, I think my mom says that she never could sleep at night anytime she knew that I was out, and when I was an adult and I would come home and visit, she said same thing. So maybe it never totally goes away, but just to have that extra energy and time to focus on myself was huge. And it's helped me to avoid burnout now for, over a decade. I have been able to, run my business, now 2 businesses. BYWD is my second business, the one I have with Natasha. Homeschool my child and work on creative interests that interest me. Like if you follow my personal IG, you know that I like to do stand-up comedy for fun. So I have a full life, which, as I said in the beginning, I like. But I'm also really good at taking care of myself to make sure I have the time and energy to show up in these ways and to do other things that I like to do, such as volunteering or, I also sing in a choir. I have the time and energy to do those things because I recognize that I need to put myself first. Otherwise, I get burned out. So recently, Natasha and I found this amazing 60-page report out of Ohio State based on this huge study on the, as they call it, epidemic of parental burnout. You know, if you're feeling burned out, you're not alone. They say the majority of us, 66% of us are burned out, parents are burned out, and that percentage is higher if you're a woman and if you're a woman of color. Which is why, you know, Natasha and I don't want to just talk about the problems. We can't stand it when, you know, okay, we know there's a problem. What's the solution? Well, we created this one-page cheat sheet. You can get it at our website, bywdreams.com. You can also get it at the link in our bio. We created this one-page cheat sheet, and I'm gonna type it in here too. I don't know if this will come up on the screen, but you can grab it here at tinyurl.com/bywd stop burnout. And it's got a little 5-question quiz to help you determine if you feel burned out. But it also has 3 little tips that take less than 2 minutes to do to immediately help you start combating burnout now. So, the one-page cheat sheet that will help you with the 5-question quiz recognize, like, hey, am I in burnout mode? And then 3 little tips that will help you every day get more energy and start combating burnout immediately. So you can get that at our website, bywdreams.com. And you deserve to feel good. Constant exhaustion is not sustainable, but you have to learn to take care of yourself. And we're going to show you how in just a couple minutes a day, how to start combating burnout. It's not going to happen overnight, but if you can feel 1% better, 1% better, 1% better, that's how I clawed my way out of it. It was just a little bit at a time. And it works. You can get there. And learn from us. We can make your learning faster. I struggled with this stuff because I had to figure it out on my own. But we're here to help you, guide you through the process. So get our one-page cheat sheet at bywdreams.com.